Some actually they burn with the belief that if there are some pests which are in here, or some eggs of the pests, actually they'll be destroyed. But in actual fact, there's very little you are doing to those pests, because most of them will remain there. So as a result, that's a double loss on your side, particularly on actually rearranging your soil status in the soil. So as a result, you find that you lose much more than you benefit if you actually left your stover in the field and then plow them under. What you simply do, if you are using a combine harvester, it actually chops it off into smaller pieces like this. And then if you are actually using a hand to pick your cobs, you have to go in with a mower and you mow it down, you chop it down, or you can actually come in with a disc plow, and then, or disc harrow, and then you just disc it up just to chop it into smaller pieces, and then you then come in with your deep plow. When you come in your plow now, it means all the things, all this, you are actually going to bury them under. Once you've buried them, just because we are plowing early, and as we are plowing early, you find that we are conserving the moisture underneath. So when you plow it under and there's heat, there's that moisture, there's air underneath, everything is going to decompose. As they decompose, you make sure you're actually assured of improving your soil status. You're also improving the soil pH, that's conditioning your soil, and at the same time you are providing the feed for the microorganisms actually in the soil. The ecosystem underneath has got moisture, and just because of the material which is decomposed, you actually have the feed for your ecosystem underneath. So as a result, you find that your soil becomes richer, and it becomes usable with your plants, and the fertilizers you are going to put, actually they are going to be fully utilized. Where there is organic matter underneath, you are assured of 100% utilization of your fertilizers. But if you just plow a barren land without any stover, without any trash being plowed under, dry soil, the status of that soil actually is compromised, and the life underneath the ecosystem is also compromised. The other benefit, if I'm to pick one stover here, and then if I peel off this the outer coat, can I borrow your water? And then you find that as we have plowed this under, and we have say as we talk, let's try and make sure that this drinks the water. So what happens is, as we plow our stover underneath, it is actually soft and fluffy. It means it's actually empty in there. There are some pores, empty spaces which are there. So as they are empty, when it rains, the water gets in, and then it goes and pregnates this. After it has pregnated this, it actually keeps the water in it. So once it keeps the water, and then say for the first half of the season, the water actually is just raining maybe every third day, fourth day, or once a week or so, this actually is maintaining its pregnancy. So when we are now in the second half, where we are now saying the water is going to be rationed or minimized, you find that this now, with the water which it will have taken, you know, all this water actually is sucked in, and then it actually releases it. It releases the water slowly, benefiting our plants. So you find that the plants will have they won't suffer. They'll have enough moisture for them to struggle through. Even if it says disappears and it rains again, you find that it's pregnated again, and the water will be utilized. As you can see, it's fed again, and then it's used again. It can be used over and over again, say if it delays in decomposing. And when it's decomposed again in the soil, just because of that, it's still the same but in smaller particles, and again it has got the ability to absorb the water, which will store as soon as as long as it's wet, and which will be released. As you can see, it's thin here, and then let's again put it in water, and then you find that your plants won't suffer at all. You see, it's pregnant again, it's fed, it releases again. It actually can repeat the process as long as it's not decomposed trash stover to actually harness as much as we can to benefit our plants, to address the issue of a poor season, say if we happen to come across one.